What's up, everyone? You are tuning in to Porch Talk. Andrew Gillum sits down with Tamron Hall to discuss the incident that happened in the hotel room that led to so many suspicions and negative comments regarding this man and his character. Stay with us, and we're going to talk about it.
The top dog, I know these niggas all want my position, cause I'm putting up numbers like a statistician. The king back like LeBron when he returned to Cleveland. Time to spread the bag around, make sure we all eating. Heard some niggas think they got us, guess we all even.
So first we're going to give you some background information, and then we're going to head on over to the interview, okay? So stay with me. Here we go.
The one and only exclusive former candidate for Florida Governor Andrew Gillum is breaking his silence.
Yeah, he hasn't spoken publicly since a wild night several months ago at a South Florida hotel, part of his interview airing on Good Morning America. He was poised to make political history, the first black nominee in a major party to run for governor in Florida. A rising star in the Democratic Party, Andrew Gillum came within striking distance of the governor's mansion during a hotly contested race in 2018. He lost to Republican Ron DeSantis by less than half a percentage point. The 41-year-old husband and father was later floated as a possible VP contender, but behind the scenes, Gillum's life was unraveling. In the early hours of March 13th, police found him inebriated in this Miami Beach hotel with two other men. A photo of Gillum in a compromising position was leaked for the world to see. Gillum denied taking methamphetamines, but checked in a rehab facility for treatment of alcoholism and depression. Now, 6 months later, Andrew Gillum is making his first television appearance, sitting down in an exclusive interview with Tamron Hall.
He goes there, we go there. There were no rules to this. It was more about a raw, real interview that he provided, and I think it will be one of the most compelling things that people will see.
Gillum talking about the night that changed his life.
I understand very well what people assume about that.
Part of that exclusive interview airing on GMA.
When that photo came out, I didn't recognize the person on the floor. That was not anything more than a person being at their most vulnerable state, unconscious, having given no consent, and someone decided to use a moment where I was literally lying in my own vomit.
Well, Gillum also credits therapy with getting him to a better place, as well as his wife, who is also sitting down with Tamron Hall.
Now, let's get to the interview.
Truth is that, Tamron, everyone believes the absolute worst about that day. At this stage, I don't have anything else to have to conceal. I literally got broken down to my most bare place, to the place where I wasn't even sure that I wanted to live, not because of what I had done, but because of everything that was being said about me. What was most hurtful was this belief that I was somehow living a lie in my marriage and in my family. That was the most hurtful to me, because I believe we're all entitled to mistakes. And I believe we're entitled to those mistakes without having every other respectable and redeeming part of our lives invalidated. And I felt like the love that I have between my wife and I, my family, but most important, the authenticity that I tried to lead with was all in question at this point. And not even in question anymore. Something else had been assumed by that. And to be very honest with you, when you didn't ask the question, you put it out there, is whether or not I identify as gay. And the answer is, I don't identify as gay, but I do identify as bisexual. And that is something that I have never shared publicly before. You make your partnership choice in life. If you're a man and you choose another man, you then live as a gay couple. No one, even if one is bisexual, that isn't a part of the identity that gets revealed. If you are bisexual and you're married to a different gendered person, you don't go out there and broadcast that you're bisexual at this point. You're just in a heterosexual marriage. And so In some ways, and this is the disservice of it, is that you then have to, from an identity standpoint, not who you have sex with, but from an identity standpoint, you have to betray one to then embrace the other. And I think people then make up their minds, that you're embarrassed or you're closeted or you're not full of who you are, you're not living your truth, you're not in your, at this stage, given my having bared all, I could care less about all of that. My therapist put it this way: you can save face, you can save your ass, but you can't save them both at one time. And so
which
for
are you
me,
trying to save?
forget about saving face. Right now, I'm saving myself first, meaning by healing and being honest. And by virtue of being able to do that, then I can make decisions that are in my integrity.
The thing is, so many people have things going on, right, that are personal to them. They might feel a type of way, and that's fine. This man identifies as bisexual. What I don't understand about the whole thing is the fact that I don't understand why people's personal business is public information. Yes, I get that he was running for a public office, and so he has the spotlight, but the culture in America is to kick people when they're down. And all of this caused unnecessary pain and hurt to his family, I'm sure. People are not perfect. We all have our struggles. And the thing about it is, we don't understand or consider the fact that there's not someone always putting us on blast in the media. If your whole life was portrayed in front of the whole world, what would it look like? So I just don't understand the demonization of this man. He seems very sincere. He's been going through some things. He expressed that, some pain, even considered harming himself. And it's unfair because of the pressure from outsiders, from the public, from the nation, having so much to say, putting people under the microscope. Man, we have to do better. We really have to begin to love people and accept them for who they are and understand that everybody has individual struggles. And you're not the judge, jury, or executioner. This man is not hurting anyone. He's not trying to take anyone's life. He's not doing anything of malicious intent. I believe he was very sincere in his interview. And I'm sure he was embarrassed, and it's embarrassing. All I could do while watching this was just like, it's just a shame that the culture in America is to kick you when you're down and to expose you and make you less than human. And for everybody to point at you and say, look how messed up you are. I'm better than you. And people get a rise out of that. So we have to move forward in this country with love. We do. That's how we're going to heal. And that's how other people are going to really get better. Because it's hard to deal with yourself and your demons, and then you got to deal with everybody else's opinion. And you shouldn't have to feeling like you're stepping on thin ice when it comes to your look or how you're perceived in the public. Yes, I mean, certain stuff is out of pocket, but we're talking about the specific incident. We're not talking about all the other possibilities of ignorance that people conjure up and come up with. And we're not talking about crime, and we're not talking about exploiting children and prostituting children and stuff like that. Heinous things or rape or stuff like that. We're talking about somebody in their personal life and their sexual preference and whatever they've got going on. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. And the only reason that people do these things is to feel better about them, because ultimately they're miserable. So my heart goes out to him, but I am confident that he will begin to heal from this point, because he has gotten these things off his chest. And then he said what his therapist, he made mention of what his therapist said to him, like, you can't do both. You got to pick what you want to do, stand in truth or worried about your image. And it's hard because everything gets PR and everything gets, you got to have good PR, and then you have to be politically correct and all of this nonsense. And people are human, and they're just trying to figure it out like you and I. So may the Creator be with this man and give him peace along this journey. I'm sending love and light to him and healing. I think this was the first step to healing. So I want you guys to drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Share this video. If you love my content, make sure you check me out at Rockyroadmedia.com. That's going to let you know every time I'm having a podcast, my content, any other information that you need to know. If you'd like to donate or advertise or anything like that, you always want to look there. There's merchandise there. I've dropped some new things for the podcast merchandise and all kinds of stuff. Check it out. If you're interested, purchase it. All purchases go to the funding of this thing, my podcast and expansion. That's it. I don't do anything else with it. I don't pay any bills. I don't give it to any crackheads. I don't do anything crazy with the money, because I know people sometimes feel like, they're afraid to give their money because they don't know where it's going. But rest assured, it's going to this. So thank you so much for your support and your viewership. Love you guys. Check you next time.